What is up, watch friends? Welcome to another episode of Talking Timepieces with Tony. I'm Tony. Today's Saturday. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone who tagged into my live stream last night. That was awesome. It was a lot of fun. I got a lot of questions, people saying, where was your Q&A or where was your video for Friday? I'm like, I did a live stream, and I also posted in the week that I was going to be doing a live stream. So if you missed it, I don't know what to tell you. So because I had so many questions, I did some of the questions last night, and I still have a stack of questions for today. So we're going to do the Q&A, the normal Q&A video today. If you want to be featured in my Q&A, all you got to do is leave a comment or your question in the comment section, and it'll be featured on one of my upcoming Q&As. So it's pretty easy. So again, thanks to everyone who watched the live stream. I really appreciate it. So right now I am wearing my Zenith Defy Skyline on the rubber strap. And let's roll the intro and we'll get into the Q&A.
Talking timepieces with Tony. Talking timepieces with Tony.
All right, first and foremost, what's in the box? It is, yes. Let's open this thing up. Let's have a look. It is my Zenith Pilot. It is back from getting fixed. And I just have to, first and foremost, give a huge shout out to Zenith. Ellen Sorensen, the president of Zenith USA, for being so attentive to this and really making sure my watch was taken care of. Honestly, I can't say enough good things about Zenith, man. I just can't. It's like there were some issues with it. It had I've told the story, and if you I don't want to keep going through it, but essentially this time around when it went back, I say this time around, it's the first time it's been back. It had been running really slow. So they tested it. There was a problem with the escapement. There was it had to be recalibrated. The escapement had to be fixed, and they had to lubricate the watch. Not common, but it happens. So I got it back in just under 3 weeks. Okay, so that's unheard of for a luxury watch to be gone for that short period of time. It goes to Bindi, then it had to get sent to Zenith, then it has to get repaired and then sent back. And at the same time, this type of thing takes months, and just shy of 3 weeks, man. So, and I just have to say a huge thanks to again Ellen and everyone at Bindi for taking care of this. I'm so glad to have this watch back. It's pretty much my favorite watch. I mean, it's so legible, and it's such an amazing watch, so understated. Paco, he's gonna try to electrocute himself. We'll see how that works out. Anyway, I'm glad to have this back on my wrist. This is just so amazing. I'm so stoked. All right, so let's get into the Q&A, shall we? And this one comes from Gino816. It looks like Zenith's old CEO is now the CEO at Tag Heuer. What can you see happening to Tag? Will it be more of an in-demand brand in the future? That would be Julian. I just can't remember his last name, but that's Julian. Yeah, and he's now the CEO of Tag, and the previous CEO of Panerai is now over at Zenith. So Tag is already with their previous CEO, because now he's the head of LVMH, and I don't know his name, I can't remember. They were already becoming more in demand. So they were already there before Julian took over. So they were on their way. They're getting there, I'm hoping that he'll do a killer job, and I'm sure he will. I mean, he's just, he's got such a passion for watches. And I've said this before, he reminds me of Jean-Claude Biver, who's, if you don't know who he is, I'm sure you guys do. But But yeah, I mean, we'll see, and I hope Zenith continue on the roll they're going, because they're just doing some outstanding things as well. So thanks for your question, man. I appreciate it. That's Paco. All right, this is 03JUSTRX. Great content. Thanks for the info. Thank you for watching. Curious what your thoughts would be comparing your Zenith black dial to the new blue one. My AD hasn't gotten one in stock. Cheers. Awesome, dude. Yeah, the blue one is awesome. When I first got an email with that watch, it's basically this watch with the blue dial and a blue strap. It looks real nice. I haven't seen it in person, but it looks good. They also have it in the chronograph. But if it was up to me to have one or the other, I would stay with the black because, well, a couple reasons. I already have like blue watch, you know what I mean? A couple of blue watches. So you're pretty much, when it comes to straps, you're either really stuck on sort of black or blue straps, right? This is a strap magnet. I could put multiple different colors on this and it looks good. So I would still take the black. And I'm not too partial with black watches, black dial watches, except, Rolex and whatever. But so, yeah. Okay, but thank you for your question, man. This one comes from Aaron Clark 919. Great insight. Thanks. Question for your Q&A Friday. I buy all my watches from Bucherer, and with some brands being a lot more affordable on the secondary, example, black dial, all stainless 2023 Omega Seamaster Dive 300, I can find one on Chrono 24 for $4,500 with full set and retails for $5,900. Is there a certain amount of savings that would steer you away from an AD, especially the ones that sell Rolex? I collect all sorts of brands. Is there a certain amount of savings that would steer me away from an AD? I'm not sure what you really mean, unless you're saying if I could get a certain watch on the secondary for less than new. No, I mean, I already know. For instance, I get the Cartier Pasha, $7,350. I don't know what they're going for on the secondary. I know you can get Pashas pretty inexpensive, but no, I still prefer to buy my watches new. I just prefer to have a brand new watch as to something that someone else owned. Don't know what the history is of that watch, what's going on with it. Was the dude who previously owned it a wife beater? You know what I mean? It's just, I don't, I like good karma, good vibes, and I want a new watch. Certain watches I could buy on the pre-owned secondary, and that would be watches that would be like a discontinued Rolex, but I'd have to make sure it came from a really, really reliable source. So there's nothing that would steer. Yeah, no, man. I just buy them, and that's it. So, but thanks for your question. Watch Explorer 426. Great show. Love the content. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Question: do you think that your past history / fame in your career has helped you get watches from your AD? Fuck, dude. No, I don't. Not at all. I don't think I was ever famous, man. You know what I mean? I don't look at myself that way. I mean, if I can get in depth with that and say, in some aspects of it, yeah, I've accomplished certain things that a lot of people don't ever get to do, but I never got to that sort of status of, you get that whole thing sometimes where people, they kind of push you, well, who are you? And then you say, oh, I'm Tony Gamble. And like, well, I've never heard of you. And then my response is, well, I've never heard of you either. Maybe you should get better at your fucking job. The thing is, I don't consider myself anything other than a regular person, and when I walk into Bindi, I certainly don't go in there and, hi, I'm Tony, here's my resume just to show you that I'm somebody. I don't do that. So no, when I walked into Bindi the first time or whatever, I walked in just as a regular freaking dude, because that's all I am. Besides, I'm in LA, Hollywood, whatever. Bindi has like A-list celebrities that go in there. I mean, true celebrities, you know what I mean? I'm nothing, I'm nobody to that. It's like out here, it's, you've got your A-listers that everyone knows, your B-listers that most people know, your C-listers that certain people know, your D-listers that certain people know. I'm like fucking E or F. I've played with some major players, man, but I haven't, I've been nominated for a lot of awards and things like that as a solo artist. I've got a lot of radio play. I've been on TV, was on the NBC morning show, stuff like that. But I didn't accomplish that grand, you know, you ever hear an artist and you go, oh shit, whatever happened to them? And you know what I mean? It's like, I'm just one of those guys, man. So no, and I would certainly never go in there thinking that, you know, when I started buying watches in there, I didn't even say I had a YouTube channel, you know what I mean? And, you know, then all of a sudden people started coming up to me and whatever, and it's like, oh wait, you know, whatever. So no, I doubt it at all. Well, there's no, I mean, no. Just be who you are. It's all about being cool. It doesn't matter if you were a fucking celebrity and you're a dick, you're still probably not going to get your watch. You know what I mean? So I hope that helped. Thanks for the question. Chill Guy 849. Hi Tony, will you be looking to add a Panda Daytona to your collection at some point? Oh man, that's the sort of elusive unicorn, isn't it, man? You know, I've been told I was going to get one, then I wasn't going to get one, or you know what I mean? It was like I thought I was going to get one in December, and you know, now it's weird because, you know, do I want one? Yeah, man, but it's like now I really, if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, it doesn't, man. I'm not holding my breath and whatever. And besides, I've spent so much freaking money on watches right now. It's like I don't even need to spend the money. But at the same time, we'll see. Thanks for your question. This is from Red Starred 8327. Hi Tony, which dial on the Datejust 36 fluted Jubilee will be more desirable in the future, Wimbledon or Palm Green? Probably the Wimbledon, you know, I mean, it's super desirable now. The Palm is, you know, is people want it, but it's not, I don't see it as that really desirable watch. If it gets discontinued, I still don't see that it would be more desirable than the Wimbledon, you know what I mean? But you never know. And if it was down to me, I would definitely choose the Wimbledon over the Palm dial, you know what I mean? But still, having said that, no, I start doing that again, am I? But still, you know, the Wimbledon. Thanks for your question, dude. Regina's Timepieces. Why did you mention you don't think Jubilee isn't for every day? Trying to decide which bracelet for my next pickup, GMT. I think I mentioned something. I don't know who asked me the question, but if I could only have one Rolex and that's it, what would I pick? And I said my GMT with Jubilee bracelet, although Jubilee's not so much every day. It is every day if you want it to be every day. You know, it's a little bit more flashy, and for me, I'm not that sort of flashy, you know what I mean? I don't, I think the Oyster bracelet is a more everyday sort of low-key average watch. It's got, you could wear the GMT every day. I mean, with the Jubilee bracelet, you can definitely do that. You know what I mean? It's just up to you. You know, it's got nothing to do with me. I just think it's a little more flashy, and I don't wear my GMT every day. Actually, I haven't been wearing it all that much at all recently, but I did wear it today when I went out to pick up my Zenith. You know, so yeah. Anyway, thanks for your question, man. David Parrish Productions. Thanks for the video, Tony. Is the moon phase hard to set? Oh, okay, so you asked me that question last night when I did my live stream, right? So I don't think I need to revisit that. But thanks, dude. Always appreciate your questions, and thank you again for joining my live stream last night. Let me know if you guys want me to do more live streams. I'm thinking about it. It was kind of a lot of fun, I think, you know, just finding the time to do it, you know. I was only going to do 20 minutes or half an hour, and I ended up doing just over an hour, and the only reason why I stopped is because Uku, one of my cats, puked right here on the carpet in front of me, and that stuff needs to be cleaned up as soon as possible, you know what I mean? This is from Ozzy HC. Hey, Tony, I appreciate your videos and love watching them. Thank you. I love the fact that you love watching them. I've been wanting a Rolex Yachtmaster 40 or a Zenith Defy like yours. I've heard the platinum bezel on the Yachtmaster is somewhat delicate. I'm aware every watch will get banged up with wear and tear, but in your opinion, would you say this bezel is more delicate than the average bezel? Also, have you noticed if your Zenith Defy dents or scuffs more easily than your other watches so far? Thank you. The platinum bezel? No, I've never heard any issues with that. I mean, it's platinum's it's a pretty hard metal. It's harder than 18 karat gold. Obviously, stainless steel is your best bet on for really a sports watch. That's what I would go for. But and as far as my Defy, I've hit it a couple times against the door. I don't go out of the way to bang it up, but I have hit it a couple of times and there's still no marks on it, so it's in good shape, man. So, but you're talking apples to oranges, a Rolex Yachtmaster versus a Zenith Defy. You know what I mean? They're just two completely different watches. So, but I thank you for your question, dude. Paul Thompson 9062, another great Q&A, Tony. That was last week's. Thank you, brother. Hope your back is holding out well. It's there. I'm doing stretches. I was just on the phone with my doctor yesterday, and it's all about either getting the surgery and figuring it out. You know what I mean? A little nervous about that though, because I got other health issues too. Thanks, dude. I've got a question for next week. I'm looking at buying a dress watch this year for events such as weddings, etc. I'm curious about your opinion on whether they need to be clean and minimalistic or complications acceptable. If so, which complications would work well? Cheers and keep up the good work. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, man. Clean, you could go as far as like a Moser, dude. That's super clean, nice dress. A GG Lecoultre, Master Control, date, super clean. But you could also go with I would say Patek. All right, let's do that. Let's not do the Patek, but a chronograph, for instance. You know what I mean? Any nice little 38 millimeter, 37 millimeter chronograph dress watch. As long as it's not real big. You know what I mean? As long as it's not some 40 some odd millimeter thing. I mean, you can even wear a sub. It would work, but that's not a dress watch. It works in various different scenarios, right? But so yeah, you can go super clean, and if you want to go classic and classy with a chronograph, yeah, I mean, you'll be fine with that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So best of luck on that, dude. Thanks for your question. Joel Bolt 88. Great video as always. What are your thoughts about Christopher Ward's C1 moon phase? I think I answered that in another video. I talked about Christopher Ward. Yeah, I think it's awesome. I like it. I would have a few concerns about the movement though, because they did create their own module from a Sellita SW200. So instead of the date, they take the date aperture, they add a few more wheels, sprockets, whatever. Where's my mind going? I don't know. And they create their own little module, which creates their own movement, essentially, which is really a Sellita still. But if something were to happen, do you have to send that all the way back to England to have serviced, or could your average watchmaker service it? Probably could. You know what I mean? It's probably not hard to figure out. But yeah, thanks, dude. Great Q&A as always, Tony. Thanks, man. This is from James Smith 3599. Q&A for next time. Now that Rolex offers the CPO program, if I bought a Rolex that I have lost interest in and want to sell it back to my AD, do you think I could use that sale as leverage to get another Rolex that is less obtainable, like a Rolex GMT Master 2, Pepsi, or Batman? I don't think so, but I mean, you could, if you take it back just because you bought it. I mean, you're still going to have that sort of, at least you bought something from them, now you want to trade it in. But it depends also how soon you want to trade it in. If you say, oh, I bought this a couple weeks ago and I'm sick of it, they might think, well, if now you want a Pepsi so you can flip it, you got to be careful with that kind of thing. But at the same time, it depends how cool your rep is and how cool the AD is as well. So did you say you got it from Bucher? Because I'm imagining that's probably where it would have, don't think you said. So yeah, I mean, it might help, it might not, just depends on who you're working with. So you guys, I appreciate everyone. Glad to have this back on my wrist. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next video. All right.